We are back with Melissa Morgan, who is a conductor, an educator, and a presenter with the Prairie Chamber Choir. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I did a little bit of research on you, because, you know, that's what I do, stalk people. And you are a very accomplished little woman. I've read your bio.
Thank you very much.
So now you can share it with everyone else.
Well, would you like a little bit about me? That's all great. So I was raised in Regina, and I've lived here basically my whole life. And at a very young age, I became involved in music. And I've done a lot of things, like play the piano, taking flute lessons, voice lessons. I was in several choirs and had really wonderful teachers as I was growing up. And this involvement in music developed into a love of music. And after I graduated with my bachelor's here at U of R, I decided to do a master's in conducting, because singing and choirs was really close to my heart and it was something that I really loved. So I did that, moved back to Regina after being away for a little while to do that, and taught at Campbell Collegiate, and my current position is at Luther College, and I love being at Luther and being a teacher at Luther, but I thought I wanted to do more. And so about 2 years ago, I took some time off and I went and I started my doctorate at the University of Toronto. And that has just propelled me to explore my love of singing and choral music even further.
Wow.
So while I was there, I had to come up with a research project, and being from the prairies, usually out west and maybe extreme east in Toronto, especially where I was, people didn't know about composers from Saskatchewan, Alberta, or Manitoba. And I started to do some research and realized that we have some wonderful choral music that comes from this area, and composers who live in this area. And because we're smaller and maybe don't have the same resources that some of the bigger cities have, we don't always get to know about these compositions and these works. And so this became my project. This became what I was looking into. And as my studies continued, I continued to explore choral music from this region. And now I'm all done my coursework. I'm still working on the doctorate. I'm finishing my dissertation. But last year, I had to finish the final recital requirement for the degree. And I'm very, very fortunate that I have some very talented friends here in the city. And so I've emailed, phoned, begged, pleaded with my closest friends, and I said, I need to do a recital, and would you be a part of my choir? We're going to be singing all music by Prairie composers, and I think it's going to be a really great thing. And it was. It really was. It was a lecture component where I spoke, and then the choir demonstrated about 8 pieces of composers from this area. And it was special because we realized that, you know, we're a small city and maybe people don't know a lot about Saskatchewan outside of the area, but we've got a lot of talent and a lot to give. And from there, we decided to continue on. And so I've renamed the group the Prairie Chamber Choir.
That was amazing. I think my cheeks hurt because I'm smiling so much. I'm so excited to hear you guys sing.
Thank you.
So I think we're going to have you come up next. We are going to let you guys play. In total, you have 17 members.
Yes.
But you only have a few here today.
That's right.
And what are you guys going to sing?
We're going to sing an arrangement of Lo, How a Rose Are Blooming by a composer from Regina, David McIntyre. And this is sort of maybe a precursor for our concert, which is coming up on December 20th. And we called that concert Stories of a Prairie Christmas. And not everything on the program is by composers from the prairies, but much of the music is. And I've tried to have another lecture component so people will learn as well as hear some beautiful singing about, you know, some of the traditions that we may have on the prairies within the city and in the country and, you know, across the 3 provinces. So it's really nice that we can, you know, feature David's piece and other composers as well.
Right. Well, thank you for joining us, Melissa.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to this. So thank you for joining us here on Access 7. You will find us only on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, but stay with us because up next we are going to have lovely music from the Prairie Chamber Choir.
Jesse's name.